All right, and so we're live. Hi guys. I know it's been a little minute since I've been here with you all by myself, right? But I wanted to give the opportunity for some people that I exchange hello and goodbyes to quite a few times during the week. I just wanted to, I guess, display what I experience, right? And I really enjoyed uh, the most recent episode with Cadorna, and I hope that you guys did as well. She is truly, and has truly been a blessing in my life, and so I'm grateful for her. So, welcome back to the Shells Brand Podcast. Uh, yeah, so I've received some feedback from some folks about the podcast, and it's been good, right? It's from trusted sources, so I've received some really good things to take back with me, and one of those things I'm going to address on today's episode. Uh when this episode airs, I hope to have my website live, and if that is the case, I will include that somewhere in the comments section or bio for the episode. So yeah, excited about that. And then you guys can head over and we can build from there. But thank you thus far for everyone who's been here. And as we continue to grow this, I'm just excited to see what comes of it. With that being said, in doing this podcast, it is outside of my comfort zone. A lot of you might not know that or understand that, because we've not had a close conversation or engagement, right? But I am one of those type of people that would prefer to stay at home rather than go out and be amongst a crowd. And if I do, it's a family function or something like that, or a group setting that I am attending to support, I have to plan weeks and weeks ahead to get my mind prepared for that. So this to me is a bit different because it's me speaking to you guys and uploading it, but it's still on the internet and interwebs for forever. So with that being said, I've held back on being vulnerable in certain things and discussing certain things, but I definitely wanted to make sure that I was, being respectful in the things that I was saying and how I was saying them, and being considerate of others, really, right? And with that, I think I've been vague. In short, I've been vague, and that's some of the feedback I had received. And I was like, yes, please tell me, because I don't want to be boring the folks, right? And so I jotted down some things here that I'm just going to not run through, but we'll take our time. And yeah, hopefully it'll give a bit more of a connection to you guys and me, and just bridge the gap there between my subscribers, new and present, as a whole. So thanks for remaining patient with me. I do want to say before I dive into this, if you have any concerns or triggers or anything of that nature related around SA, trauma, mental health, things as a whole, just be cautious, or just sit this one out. No worries, right? But I will approach situations in a way that are respectful. So I took a moment to listen and observe, and today I'm addressing my lack of vulnerability concerning certain subjects. And if I wasn't able to be honest, then I shouldn't be doing this, right? So I'm growing and healing from abusive exchanges where I was the recipient and at times also the abuser. I have trauma-related PTSD and other mental health diagnoses that I don't really want to list off right now. However, if you've watched some of my previous episodes, I've mentioned personality things related to my identity, and just in short, that is what the mental health diagnoses are related around, right? And what has promoted me to be so open with my life is because I'm noticing in this day and age, a lot of people aren't. And I've seen that more so in people trying to establish friendship with me. And in the past, in romantic relationship, where there's a mask and there's a representative, or maybe not even, people just want to present the best version of themselves to get to the next level with you. And it doesn't mean that that's not who they are, but that might not be who they currently are anymore, right? And so I struggled with that myself. And in that time of trying to dedicate my time and attention to relationships with folks and build friendships and relationships, they ended up lacking and needing things because I did not want to be honest about the things that had happened in my past and had become mental health related and sat with me and became a part of my personality. And so in the end, I was ultimately hurting folks and putting walls around myself. And when I did let people in, I didn't have balance. It was either I'm excessively giving or receiving love or whatever in this romantic realm, or I am withholding and practicing narcissistic behaviors. And that being a whole nother thing, right? But I had no balance. I was really either on or off. And I started to question the lonely times, but it made sense when I'm like, oh yeah, I was definitely on another one, right? But I couldn't be honest with myself because I felt like if I admit to these things, something is absolutely wrong with me. I'm admitting to being flawed. I'm admitting to having issue. I'm admitting to not being perfect. And for me, you know what I'm saying? Being perfect had been drilled into my head from early on because I didn't want to disappoint. And it started with not wanting to disappoint my parents and my family members and my friends, and just escalated from there, or built from there as I got older and I became a people pleaser. And so in becoming a people pleaser, I lost sight of who I was for many, 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 many years. And or when I thought I knew who I was, it really became a combination of acts and personalities and things I had taken along the way to become confident, right? So not even me, a persona, alter ego, if you will, but there were many. And if we want to talk on a spiritual level of like that being spiritual attachments, I could see that based on the sexual history I had and the intimate encounters with others I had shared. I could see that, right? But if we want to keep it simply put of, like there were a lot of mental things happening because I was in a protective mode. We talk about personality disorders, right? Protection mode. And you know what they came from? They came from SA trauma. And so if I can't be me and feel safe, I'm turning on this other person. I'm turning on this personality. I'm turning to something that feels safe. And to hear other people's stories or to think back to how people interacted with me, even males, like, turn down the swag a little bit. You a little... But in that time, I also got what I wanted, which was the attention of women, which were experiences that I always wanted to have and couldn't have back home. But when I left, I carried so much hurt with me that I vowed that I was never going to be as small as those moments made me feel, ever. And so, yeah, some people might say like I'm really outgoing and bubbly because I was probably being something that I'm not if it was extra, right? But if you ever find or hear someone talk about me being kind or me being quiet or me being still or me being isolated, I think that's truer to my personality because I'm to myself a lot, but I was compensating for something whenever I felt like I needed to just be big and loud and extra and a lot of those things stayed with me, like from the way that I dress or whatever, but it was also rooted in confusion because I felt like I had to choose masculinity or femininity. And if I chose femininity, I wouldn't be safe because I would be attacked. And if you ever meet me, I'm 5'1". I've told people I'm 5'2". That's why I paused, but I'm 5'1", and I mean, depending on the day, like my weight fluctuates, but I'm not an intimidating presence by any means. And so I felt like I gotta be big. I have to be confident. And the women came, the relationships came, and those relationships amped my confidence because I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm him. But I didn't know who I was. I was hurt. I knew that. I needed to always be on my P's and Q's and protect myself and not trust people. I felt that. But could I truly sit with myself and embrace even the hurt parts of me, the soft parts of me that I felt I'd be vulnerable if I exposed? But if I did, I'd get to the root of the beautiful layers underneath all of that, the beautiful person that lived under that, right? And it's almost as if everyone has it figured out when it comes to exposing hard truths about yourself. And for me, that moment of just sharing that brief, that I feel like that was a lot. And someone else might be like, I mean, you gave us the tip of the iceberg there. But I can see that. I can see how navigating the world and feeling like people don't want to expose the truth about themselves or their true person, and they have to step out with a representative. Like, where's the peace in that? Where's the freedom in that? And that's been me in so many forms, and truly I'm almost ashamed to think about it and speak on it because I didn't feel like I had any solid sounding boards around me to be like, hey, I'm noticing this, but I just wanted to make sure. And even if I did, I wasn't in the mental space to receive that type of engagement because I take offense because I was angry. And that's another thing. Like, I was putting on this mask and I was angry because I couldn't be myself because I felt like I always needed to be in control. I always needed to be protected. I always needed to be on guard. And if some of the people that you've entrusted or been entrusted around have taken advantage of you to a point where you don't know, should I speak on this or should I keep this to myself? Because this might ruin this over here if I expose this truth that is my truth. And when I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that, I care more about how that's going to affect everyone else, the domino effect of that. And when I made the decision to remain silent and to silence myself and to silence those pains, I became so many people, so many things that to a certain point I didn't even recognize myself. I didn't think that I could be beautiful. I didn't feel that I could be beautiful. And it took, and it's still taking, but it took a moment that's standing out in my mind of someone that I trusted to highlight my beauty for me one day and actually take it upon themselves to absolutely make me feel beautiful. And it was as if someone had a magic wand, like a Cinderella moment, and but it really reminded me, like, no, there's beauty within you and you are beautiful. There's no need to hide who you are based on how others may believe you are, because I've been treated a certain type of way. If you've listened to the first episode, I've been treated a certain type of way based on my name. I've had people be disrespectful and assume that I guess I changed my name because of some identity crisis I'm going through, but this is my birth name. Got the birth certificate to prove it, right? But that being a thing I've had to navigate for a large part of my life, right? And then me embracing the masculinity assumption associated with my name, or the masculine presence to follow my name, it was almost empowering. I'm not going to lie to you. But it lasted a very short time because at the root of it all, I still felt restricted. Yeah, I may have layers of masculinity within me, but I'm a woman, right? And that moment that friend took to highlight my beauty in a way that I wasn't able to or didn't know how to, which is also an insecurity for me, not knowing how to dress up the grown woman that I am. And so having insecurities of that because of things that have happened to me has promoted me and motivated me to feel small. But when someone else highlighted that beauty within me, I absolutely felt like myself. It felt right. And not even it felt right, like it was. I didn't have to think about anything. I was moving, not with a fake confidence, not with something I had to create to go out and step outside. It was actually, this is me. And I'm beautiful and I'm confident and I'm intelligent and I'm all the things that I thought I had to form into these different personalities to go outside and live, but they're actually me. So I felt like a large part of my childhood, a large part of my adulthood has been stolen from me because of the things that I navigate mentally, emotionally. And I always pray that God sends people that are genuine, because it's one thing to have people that can laugh with you about the hard times you've been through and know that it was what it was and still push you and promote you because they know that's not that didn't make you who you are. It was a moment in time for you to get to where you are and where you will maybe going. I pray for folks like that. I pray for folks that think and care enough about me to pour into me in ways that I didn't even know I needed. I pray for folks that I influence, and by way of me influencing them, they see the God and the fruit and the positivity in my life to want to make changes in theirs. And I know that that is very much parts of who I am. And so let nothing that has happened rob you of who you know you are. Everyone has a different journey, yes. There's not a one fix all, one size fits all, so to speak, for how everyone's life should go and what you've experienced and where you've walked and lived. But if we do find some commonality and some relatability in our stories and in our paths, it could be beautiful to elevate and grow and see exactly the beautiful person that is within us. Even though that felt brief and short for me, I feel like in a way I gave a bit more than I was willing, but it felt good to do that. And I can't wait to see the beautiful things that come from the hard work that I've been putting in. But no, truly, I thank you for everyone again that's been rocking with me up until this point. What I can say is this will be there will be 2 more episodes after this, and then we will be closing out on season 1 of the Shells Brand podcast. But I don't like talking to people, I don't like engaging, and this for me is way outside of my comfort zone, to sit and to edit every week, to sit and to think of things creatively, to sit and to be like, hey, this is real life, do I want to share this week? It's not easy, but it's been something that I've enjoyed and didn't know I would enjoy as much as I did. And even as small as I feel like some of the audience may be right now, I have confidence that this did everything it needed to do for me in this season. So if it blessed you, I'm grateful, right? But know that it really changed and shifted a large part of how I'm about to move. So God bless each and every one of you. Again, I hope that the website is live when this post, and if it is, you will be able to access that and see that on my social media. Y'all already know by now where to find the social media. the.shells.brand@gmail.com. Email me, and social media is the Shells Brand on the platforms. So run on over there, follow me, show some love, check some content out. If you choose TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever y'all use, Threads, I get in my vibe on Threads, but whatever your tempo is, LinkedIn too. Like, check me out. And I love you. I appreciate you. As far as gear goes, the gear that I showed you guys, I will possibly have that available if you email me at the.shells.brand@gmail.com. However, we are closing out for that particular design. So by the time the website comes up, you'll be able to see that some gear things are coming, but just know that it's going to be a little different vibe, but I'll keep you guys posted, and I appreciate, again, all of the support. Let me just see if there's any. I feel like I'd be rushing y'all away, but let me check my notes while I'm over here. I just want to leave y'all with this. I was looking at my notes. I'm praying less to fit into whom I thought I needed to be for everyone else's sake, and choosing to live because there is value within me. So I want to close on that. My social hour. Let me see. I have a lot of things coming up. Social hour. This is May, right? Graduation season or coming up, all of that. Congratulations to all of the grads. I have a few family members, my niece specifically, that's graduating next week, or this week coming. So I really just want to say, yeah, congrats to all of the grads. That was my social hour because I'll be attending some graduation. So yeah, y'all did that. You put in the work, and you deserve this moment. So again, it's been love, and I'm out, y'all. Leave some comments, subscribe to my YouTube if that's where you're checking this out at. You can listen on Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Spotify. Yeah, find me, look me up. It's all love. Shells Brand, we out.